Well, as you may know, photographer Darren Durlock and I just returned from Haiti, where we got a first-hand look at how that country is recovering 2 months after that devastating earthquake. Tonight, a preview of the stories you'll be seeing through Wednesday night on a mission of hope. It is a city still in ruins, neighborhoods still navigating the chaos after the quake.
2 months later, yes, a lot of people don't have places to live.
I can't imagine how they're going to clean this up.
This is Saint Francois de Sales Hospital, which collapsed during the earthquake. More than 100 doctors and nurses lost their lives here, their bodies still trapped inside.
Comment ça va, la douleur?
And this is where doctors from the University of Maryland Medical Center and Shock Trauma have set up shop.
But it is overwhelming. If you look here every morning at 8 o'clock, there are 200 or 300 people lining up to receive medical care, and you're seeing the worst of the worst.
2 months after the earthquake, and in so many places, it looks like it just happened. It'll take years to clean up and rebuild this city. And in the meantime, more than 1 million Haitians are left living day to day. Tens of thousands of them in 10 cities like this one. In our series of reports, we'll show you how Baltimore-based Catholic Relief Services is helping to feed the masses, and how Baltimore doctors are helping to heal the wounded. All part of this mission of hope in a country where an earthquake crushed almost everything except the spirit of the people. It's a country about the size of Maryland, but with twice as many people, the poorest of the poor.
This has really crippled a country that was already, very, very poor before the earthquake.
Even before the earthquake hit, Haiti was the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. The houses here built out a little more than concrete blocks and cement. So you can see why, when the quake hit on January 12th on a hillside like this, the loss of life was so great.
It's incredible, all the houses destroyed.
Joseph Jaffrard came to Haiti from Columbia, Maryland, to help care for his wounded mother-in-law. He found a wounded nation.
This is a place where I grew up. I walk this town. It's hard for me to imagine, the kind of destruction, the kind of misery.
The city of Port-au-Prince may have lost 10% of its population.
That's awful. This is going to be the worst natural disaster in recorded history.
She's been through a lot.
And those who survived, those with nothing before, are left with even less.
I saw so many tents all around the town.
There are still between 1 and 2 million people homeless, people taking shelter anywhere they can.
There's people living there now, so I don't know if it was the same people that were there before. Somebody moved in there.
What?
Yeah, they're staying there. Look, there's a calendar on the wall. They've got a curtain. Look, they have their plants. They're just living here.
So they have nothing, no tent, no place to go, so they can sleep on the street. That's why they stay here.
They try to get the people out of the city to clean up. People don't want to leave the city.
Dr. Louisa LeBlanc is part of the University of Maryland medical team that has set up shop.
The blood vessels to her arm.
Tibial fracture.
Tell her to push out against me.
In the courtyard.
On which leg? Right is
We could do that probably later in the week.
broken arm, like at 2 places.
If she would like to have some surgery.
Of Saint Francois de Sales Hospital. The hospital itself collapsed.
Around 150 people that were in that building when the earthquake happened at 5 p.m. So they're still there.
There's a pole with an IV bag on it, and because of the way it's laying, more than likely there's a dead patient attached to the other end that they couldn't remove.
All the children, which were about maybe 100, they say, and including the nurses and all, they were just buried.
That would be an incubator. I don't know if people went in there to get bodies out, to clean up a little bit in the beginning, but
And you can still smell it, you know. If you do it, you can smell the dead bodies here.
Among the survivors, families like the Samedis. The girls suffered broken bones, and after 2 months in the hospital, it's time to go home, but their home is gone.
She got nothing with the girls, nothing, just she's so worried.
Scenes like this are repeated all over Port-au-Prince, mountains of rubble with still countless bodies trapped underneath. But amidst all this destruction, the Haitian people have found a way for life to go on.
Kids are playing, people are, finally getting some shelter, they've got food, they've got water, but there's still a lot to be done.
And hard to imagine how and when it will ever get better.